All right, if you're on the academic job market right now, you really need to hear this. The rules for getting hired are changing, and honestly, they're changing fast. That CV you've been using, it might not cut it anymore. So today, we're going to break down exactly how to adapt with a whole new framework called the Merit First CV.
So let me just ask you something straight up. Is your academic CV ready for 2026? I ask because the hiring landscape has had this fundamental shift, and what search committees are looking for today is just so different from what it was just a few years ago.
And this right here is the absolute heart of the matter. The big idea is that hiring committees aren't really gambling on potential anymore. What they want is cold, hard proof of the value you can bring to the table on day one. It's a huge move away from the aspirational, what you could do, to the actual, what you've already done.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at why everything's changing. Then we'll introduce this Merit First solution. After that, we'll actually deconstruct what the new CV looks like. I'll give you 3 solid rules to follow, and then we'll wrap up by talking about how you can navigate your future.
All right, first up, the new hiring landscape. Because, to really get a grip on this merit-first solution, we have to understand the problem it's trying to solve. And that problem, it really starts with the new pressures being put on universities themselves. So what's really driving this whole thing? Well, it all kind of boils down to 3 new mandates for universities. First, they have to show a real return on investment. That means they need faculty who directly help students get jobs. Second, student employability is everything right now. And third, with budgets getting tighter and tighter, every single hire has to be fiscally responsible. So the takeaway here, the really crucial part, is that universities aren't just hiring a researcher anymore. They're hiring a solution to these huge institutional problems.
Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the fix? Well, that brings us right to Section 2, the Merit First solution. This is the strategic response to that whole new landscape, and it's all about reframing your experience to meet these new demands head-on.
And honestly, this quote from Jared Kenazai, the person who designed this framework, it just nails it. Hiring committees are no longer just looking for potential, they're looking for proof. It's such a simple idea, but it's an incredibly powerful shift. Your entire application needs to be built around this one concept.
So what exactly is a Merit First CV? Well, think of it as a document that's designed to speak this new language of higher ed. It's built to get past all those bureaucratic filters by focusing relentlessly on 3 things: metrics, outcomes, and the real tangible value you deliver. It's your proof.
All right, theory is great, but let's get practical. How does this actually look on paper? In this next section, we're going to deconstruct the CV with some really clear before and after examples so you can see exactly what needs to change.
First things first, that old objective statement, yeah, toss it. It's gone. That was all about what you wanted. The new standard is a value proposition, and it completely flips the script. It's not about your goals anymore. It's about how you solve the institution's problems. It has to be specific, results-oriented, and all about them, not you. And just look at this example. This is pure gold. Notice the power here. It starts with proven track record. It uses a hard number, 15%, and it clearly states the outcome, increasing student workforce placement. I mean, this is exactly what a hiring committee that's worried about those employability mandates wants to see.
The next big mindset shift is how you talk about your experience. You have to stop just listing your duties like it's a chore list. No more taught introduction to. Instead, you frame everything as a quantified accomplishment. You didn't just teach a class. You redesigned a syllabus resulting in a measurable improvement. You didn't just serve on a committee. You identified cost savings that saved the department money. See the difference?
And that is why it matters. Just look at this number. A single powerful statistic like this, a 20% increase in internship placements, is worth way more than a whole paragraph of vague descriptions. It directly answers the university's big question: how will you help our students get jobs? This is proof, not potential.
Okay, now this next one is a pretty significant evolution, and it's about the traditional DEI statement. The Merit First model suggests swapping this out for a section on intellectual diversity and mentorship. The key difference here is a shift away from ideology and more towards practice. It's really about showing your concrete ability to foster open inquiry and to mentor students from all kinds of backgrounds towards success, both in their studies and in their careers.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot to take in, right? So let's try to boil it all down into a simple strategy.
let's cover our 3 big rules for 2026. Think of these as the core principles that should guide your entire job search from here on out.
It really just comes down to this. 3 simple, powerful rules. 1. Quantify everything. If you can't put a number or a clear outcome on it, you should really question if it even belongs on your CV. 2. Highlight your applied work. Show how your research and teaching actually connect to the real world, to the economy. And 3. Clean up your language. You've got to use words that reflect these new institutional priorities. And on that last point about language, think of these as the new power words for your CV. Terms like excellence, merit, rigor, opportunity, and achievement. These are the key words that are going to resonate with hiring committees and help you get past those automated screening systems. All right, as we wrap things up here in our final section, let's talk about how you can actually navigate your future with this stuff. It's pretty important to understand where this strategy comes from so you can use it effectively to build your career.
You know, it's probably helpful to know where this all comes from, this whole merit-first framework. It was actually designed by Jared Konazai, who is the CEO of academicjobs.com. It's his direct response to the trends he's seeing across thousands of job postings on his platform, and it's built specifically to help academics like you succeed in this really challenging new environment.
So that brings us full circle. We're going to end with a question, but it's a little different this time. The question isn't just if your CV is ready. It's this. In a world that is now demanding proof over potential, how are you going to prove your value?